And then another one before we even started was going to a coding class the very first time. And then
Yes.
hearing that, I didn't understand anything, nothing, right? Everybody was talking in this language of numbers, right? CPT codes.
Yes.
And everybody was so well versed. And I remember panicking because all I knew was Joanna had told me, my wife, she told me, hey, we need to go to this seminar because and I'm like, what is it about? And she said, it's how we get paid. That's all she said. It's how we get, it's pretty important. I'm like, okay, let's go. This is before we had opened. We had arrived late, and then I walked in, and I'm like, I thought I stumbled upon like a foreign language department, like a foreign language seminar, and I'm not catching anything. But I'm like, Joanna at the time had only been out of residency for 3 years at that time, so I'm like, this is probably fresh in her mind. That's what I thought. I'm like, surely there's a book somewhere in the house where she did a rotation in the CPT code business. That was my assumption. And when I looked, and then but I leaned over to her and I said, hey, are you getting this? Because I'm not, because I wanted to let her know that I wasn't, and I didn't get a response. So I leaned in a little bit more and I'm like, hey, are you getting this? And I didn't get a response. And when I looked over and I saw this face of just like, she's trying to cram for an exam and and she's trying to absorb everything. And she replies back a little, like somewhat, or she started. And then my panic began again. And then 3 weeks after that, 2 weeks after that, I went to the community college and found Billing 101, and I enrolled into that thing and did all the way up to whatever the certification was. I didn't do the certification because I was like, forget it, I don't need that. I just need to learn this stuff. And that was another sort of rude awakening in terms of like how this whole thing works.
When you
And
open,
I used to treat it as it was a healthcare. I wouldn't call it a business, it's healthcare. And then after all these different scenarios happened, I'm like, no, wait a minute. This is a business. This is actually a business, just like the dry cleaner is a business, just the way Google is a business, just the way the local leadership is a business. And then that's what started I'm like, I think I can do this. I think I have the skill set in order to, even though I don't know nothing about medicine per se, or how this business works, I know how businesses work.